quick vid on just how to do some maintenance on your PS3. So we're going to quickly pull this apart, put some more CPU paste in there, clean all the dust and everything out, and I'm also going to put a wee bit of CPU paste on a couple of the other chips in there as well. Just going to get the temperature down. So this here is running at around 76 to 77 degrees, which is running extremely hot. I think some the chips they're mainly designed, I think they burn out around 85 degrees. So we're going to take this all apart and put new CPU paste in, and from 76, 78 degrees it should drop down to about 59, 60. Here we go, let's get to it. So you turn the old PlayStation upside down, and of course you'll see here at the back, so here we're looking at the back of the console. Okay, so this one here's a screw, under your stick is a screw, and then over here's another screw. Okay, this one's just a dummy rubber. Okay, so we'll take them screws out. Right, now after you've done that, what we want to do is take the side cover off here. Oh, let's just get this around here. Right, so you see we've got, right, this side of the console, you see you've got the wee PlayStation logo on there. Okay, so we're not going to be touching that. We're going to go completely the opposite way around. Now this here, you just want to press just slightly and just push it. Okay, until she unconnects. So we're going to push it to the, if you look at the back panel to you, we're going to push it to the right. We're going to go that way. Okay, see it. Right, so now we're in here. Going to undo that screw. Now you are going to need a specialised screwdriver, one of the star ones, and you're going to need a Phillips. Okay, so here's the wee star. Oh, you can't actually see it, but okay, see that we've got a star drive, and that's for these ones over here. Okay, you got a screw here, and you got another one here. Okay, so we're going to loosen all them off. Now that one there's a Phillips. Let's just take that flash off. Oh, you can actually see it a bit better there. Okay, so that's the star drive. Okay, let's quickly unscrew this, and that's your hard drive. Same thing here, if you're wanting to do a hard drive update, upgrade, bigger hard drive, or update the PS3 to be able to load a bit quicker by putting an SSD in, this is where you do it. Now of course if you are just doing the SSD or a hard drive upgrade, you don't have to undo those panels that we undone underneath the actual console itself. Okay. Alright, so once you've got the screw out, just come over here, put your finger on the edge there, and you've got a wee tab that'll lift up, and that helps you pull your hard drive straight out. Okay, and then you've got the screws on the back of the drive there, so that's how you take the hard drive out and put a different one in there. Right. So we're going to carry on anyway, so we've undone these screws here. Make sure you do undo these. That one there is actually one that holds this on, but I undone it and it fell out, so you might find that it could happen from pressure on it in the past, or maybe someone else has been inside this in the past. Right, anyway, so now what we're going to do is open up the CD drive, and you'll see we've got a couple more screws here, one here and one here. Okay, so we've got them out. Alright, so now what we want to do, we want to get these off. Okay, now the best way to do it so you don't damage it too much, get yourself a plastic flathead thing. I'm actually going to use the piece we actually took off because it's nice, and you'll see that it goes off to a sharp edge. Just be careful not to break it, of course. And then what you want to do is just lever it in here, just push forward with it. See that? Now these here actually slide to the right in the way that we're holding it right now. I'll show you what I mean by that. Like you'll see, where's the wee gap? Oh yeah, so here's the wee hole, and you see the wee slot there, and you've got another one down here. So of course, and that just makes it easier, otherwise you're going to be wedging it and you'll break the clips. So as you've popped it up a little bit, just move it to the right, and then it will just come out all nicely. Okay, so you shouldn't have lots of cracking going on. Alright, now we're going to go into this one. Same thing, all the way along. Start off over here. Just to, work it just nice and easy. You don't want to put too much pressure on everything, you don't want anything to break. instead of be at the sliding to one side. Oh, what's it the other side? Hang on. So of course I do see a lot of people just wedging these up and going back and cracking them, you know, but as I say, you just got to push them, okay? So I just pulled it up a little bit just to get a wee bit of movement in there, so there's been dust or anything spilt that's got sticky and made it grab. So of course then we just push this to the, like that, hear that? Here it just clicked out, that's back in, that's back out, back in, back out. Okay, so you don't have to wedge it until it goes pop pop, because when you're doing that you're breaking your clips. And I'll show you here, what you see here, it's got the wee groove, wee groove, wee groove, wee groove. Okay, so this bracket here is going in there, the bigger hole, and then once you've got it in, you're sliding it into the groove so it locks in. Okay, don't just wedge it up and crack it, you'll break these little clips. Alright, so now that we've got all that off, what you want to do now is go across here, take the screw out, another one over here, where is it? Oh, other side, sorry. So just the one screw there, and we've got 4 over this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So take them out. Alright, so now we've got those screws out. We just want to go and double check that we have taken all the screws out of everywhere. And of course, remember, it's turned upside down, so I'm looking at the front of it. Yeah, am I? Yeah, so we're looking at the front, and you'll see here, no screw, no screw, and then here you have a screw, a screw, a screw, a screw. So just double check that all the screws are out, okay? And then once we flip it back over, because we're taking those screws off, the whole top will just uplift. Alright, so I'm just going to uplift that. Yeah, just take it away nicely. Now this will be, have a chance to get this all cleaned up, so use a bit of isopropyl alcohol. Oh, and if you haven't, use whatever you can as a cleaner. Just get this all nice and clean again. This one here I'm going to use Terps because there's actually paint all over it, paint splatter. And of course in here there'll be, oh, shit, dust went everywhere. Okay, so this one's pretty clogged up, dust all through it. And that's the top cover, so the bottom one's going to be absolutely shocking. Alright, so we've got that done. Now of course when we get into this, we're going to be replacing the CMOS battery as well. There's no use going through all this, putting new CPU paste on, and not actually doing the CMOS battery, so we may as well be doing the CMOS battery while we're here. Okay. Right, so the next thing we want to do is go around here. Should we, where are we? So you got a screw here, and another one over under here. We'll get to it in a minute. And of course, actually you can see the wee marker there, it's telling you there's a screw down there. We're going to take this drive off first, and then we're going to take the power pack out, okay? And then we're going to end up having a screw over here on the fan. Another one here. Another one, I'll show you in a second. Alright, so these here, get some needle nose pliers and just get the blue tag and pull it out. If you've got long nails, you better do it. You got your missus there, get her some long nails to come and just pull it out for you. You got another one here to pull out. Okay, and you got this big one here as well. Okay, so just get them to pull out. A little wiggle, just very little. There we go. Actually came out unusually easy. Not normally like that. Okay, so now we're going to get that out, and then we'll just uplift the drive. Okay, so once you've got the drive out, you can just tip it on its side, just check in here, and you'll see here, I mean this is riddled with dust through here. Big clumps of it as well. Okay, so we're going to be getting rid of all that, giving it a good clean out. Now if you haven't got any isopropyl alcohol or cleaning stuff, it obviously, it's going to do it nicely. The other option is you can use Lynx body spray or any type of body spray, because they're alcohol based. I don't advise it, but if you're left with nothing else, well, you're better off to use that rather than leave it like the state that it's in. Okay, so you use some Lynx spray, spray it on a wee cloth, and then wipe it on with the cloth, so that way it picks up all this and cleans it at the same time. So I'm going to clean that out. Now back to this. So of course here's the screw for the power pack. This piece here, and another one there, we'll take that out. Okay, so of course wire here, you're better off unplugging it from here, from the actual battery pack. If you uplift the battery pack and then unplug it from your actual motherboard. Now the problem is when you go to put it back in, you might put it back in and forget to plug this in, and then you've got to retake it all back out again. Alright, so Anyway, we've got to it now. So this is the battery pack. What you want to do is just hold it here and then your other hand over here, and as you're pulling up, just give it very soft bit of a wiggle as you're coming up. Okay. Right, I'm just going to get two hands onto this. The reason we're doing that, I mean, down here you've got two prongs, which of course, for the power. They're in there, okay? Okay. Over here. So you see there's where the two prongs go in. Okay. And you'll see it's important too when you put this bit together, you must put that screw back in and screw it back on. Because as you can see under here, that's actually the earth for this power. Okay. And it's earthing out on the steel where it's bolting into. So do not forget to put the screws. I'll do a part 2 video putting it back together, the same way we've put it, taken it apart. But for all you people that are confident enough just to take this apart like we're doing now and then just put it together yourself, you won't have to worry about watching the part 2 video. Anyway, so we've got the power pack out. Okay, another thing I like to do, if you've got a wee bit of air, you just blow some air through there and clean out any dust that's got accumulated in here. It's actually not as bad as what I thought it was going to be, considering how badly dusty the whole rest of it is. But it's going to give it a wee clean up and then we blow out. Don't use high compressed 120 psi air. I mean, you only need about 40 psi, or just blow it with your, with the air from your mouth just to get the dust out. But you don't want real high compressed air. You can damage things on circuit boards. Okay. Right. Next thing we're going to do is go around here. We've got a screw here. Another screw over here. And where's the other one? As I say, there was one on the fan over here. We've got another one here on this side. And then another one over the corner here. Yep. Where is it? Just in there. Okay. So we're going to take all them out. And then once we've got them out, we're going to be able to lift this out. Alright. Alright, so we've got all them wee screws out. Now, you do have another one here on your tension plate here. Let's see. I might just take this flash off from it. It might be a bit better. Less clear. Sort of to get some more light on the subject. Right, so you see there you've got another screw here. Yeah, and another one there. Okay, so once we've got all them out, then we're just going to give this a wee bit of a jiggle and out she'll come. Alright, so once we give it a wee bit of a wiggle and pull that out. Now you'll see here, this is where you want to clean all inside here. This is just chocker full of dust. I mean, look. All through here, even though those grills look clear from the outside, they actually weren't. Okay, and you'll notice, you can see all that, thick with dust all the way down. Alright, so we're going to give that a quick wipe before I carry on pulling this apart, because I just don't want the dust going all over the motherboard. I advise the same for you right now before we pull any more of this apart. Just get rid of any dust that you can actually see and access right now. And then after that, what we're going to do is unscrew that screw, and then you've got this one, that one, another one over here. Come up a bit higher so you can see it, and we'll turn that flash off again. Okay. So here, so you should have 4 screws in total on this plate on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, sweet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the tension plate here. Okay. Now, what I normally like to do, I mean, you'll see it's got an arrow here on both ones showing that's where those screws go. But what I like to do is get an old, just get a knife or something. Don't advise using a screwdriver, but I'll just do it quickly here while we're doing. What I actually like to do is put a wee mark, just scratch it there on the tin, and then scratch it there on the tin. And you see I've got a wee mark, and then I do the same on this side. Yeah, there. Then I know that that's the right orientation, and that's the piece that goes back there. You don't have to just put a wee scratch there. I mean, you can go overboard and do, get twink or whatever. But I mean, I should just put a wee scratch. Right, now we're just going to quickly clean all this up, all the dust, and so then we're going to unscrew these panels. Alrighty, there we have it. Now we're inside. When you see the motherboard, see there's a bit of something wet or something there. Yeah, a bit shiny. Maybe something got spilt in the past. Might just clean that off just in case. Looks like it. Actually, been something spilt all up around here too. Yeah, that's got extremely hot around those areas, but it could be that something's got spilt by the looks of it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to clean all that up. And the next thing, once we've got that off, of course, now we're going to turn it up the other way. CPU is right there, but we're going into it this way. You notice grooves, actually I'll show you, we'll turn it up this way. Right, so that's the back end, where the HDMI and everything is, okay? So what you're going to do is put that at the bottom, and then we're going to lever, actually before we lever anything off, we'll quickly, you'll see here you got the fan, here the fan wire. Just going to quickly unplug that fan wire from the circuit board. Alright, so we've got the fan wire removed, and we want there we go. And of course this is your Wi-Fi. Okay, so you'll find it down that end. So this here, we just want to pull them off. Just remember which one's on what. Alright, so I've got the white one closest to the, okay, white one closest to the edge. Just going to lift these off. Alright, now we should be good to go. And like I say, put the HDMI and everything at the bottom, lift it up on its edge, like that. And then what you want to do is just gradually pull it forward like that, and then lift it out. Okay, and that's how you're going to put it back in as well. And you'll see there the holes down there, and that's why we're doing it like that. If you just try and lift it, you're going to damage something. So you just want to pull that like that, and then lift it out. Alright, get this out of here. Right, so there's our first look now at the actual motherboard itself. Another thing is, all these different components, don't lay them on any tin anywhere. I've had bad luck before in the past with certain things shorting out and stuff on certain stuff, so we'll get any tin stuff right out of the way. We don't want anything getting shorted out or nothing, okay? Alright, so now we've got the CPU. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Could explain why there was that broken screw when I talked about it at the beginning of this video. This one, someone may have been in here and they have replaced the CPU paste at some stage, because it's in pretty good nick. Well, I mean, oh, mind you, it does look pretty old there on that one. Who knows? I suppose it hasn't been used that much, this ps3. Right, so you'll see there that one's all, I mean, that's normal, but it's not actually all, is it going super hard? Oh no, it's old, yeah. Alright, but it's not actually as hard as I thought it was going to be. But we're going to replace that, so we're going to clean this off again with isopropyl alcohol, something like that. And again, you can use like a body spray, spray it onto a cloth, and then clean it off that way. If you've got proper cleaner, use the proper cleaner. And we're going to do the same over here. So that's our CPU and our GPU. I'm going to clean that up, and then we're going to put some new paste on there. I'm also going to put some paste over here. I'd say that'd be the RAM chips or something. I haven't actually looked closer up to see what the writing is. But anyway, so I'm actually going to put a bit of paste on here. You don't have to do that, okay? And I don't, don't advise anyone that has to do that. Just replace the one that has the CPU paste here. I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to put some nice new fresh stuff. I myself personally am going to cool this one down. I'm going to put a little bit of CPU paste, or you can use the cooling pads. Cut the wee squares of that and put some wee cooling pads on each one of these chips, just to make sure everything's staying nice and cold. Don't worry about putting it on all the MOSFETs and everything like that. So just the different chips, okay? And I think that'll be the RAM chips for the CPU and RAM chips there for the GPU. But I like to put a bit of cooling paste on all of them. As I say, if you've got a cooling pad, get a nice thick one, a 3mm one, and chuck that on there. just to keep everything running nice and cool. It's going to make your PS3 last years longer. Alright, that's what we want to do. But as I say, I haven't got any cooling pads, so I'm just going to be putting some paste. Bit messier just doing the paste, but yeah, that's nothing. Right, so of course here's the CMOS battery. So we're just going to pull that lug down like that. Now, if you've got long nails, sweet. If you haven't, get something plastic to do it. Don't use steel stuff in case you short anything out. Okay, you don't want to short anything out. Okay, so we're just going to pop that out. I'm going to chuck a new battery in there. The battery wise replacements. I mean, there's a range of different ones out there. I myself personally, I get the lithium ones, and I put lithium, the same as 2032 as the code, battery code, but I get the ones that well, they're all lithium, but it's a lithium brand. But anyway, let's get to it. Clean all this up, put the new battery in, and then put some new CPU paste on, hold it back together, and we're done. We're going to have a nice PS3 running nice and cold, new CMOS battery, so we've got years of gameplay to come.